Good morning, guys. We are here in Gilbert, Arkansas. Wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to make this video happen for you guys or not. I had brought my GoPro with me on this little trip that we're doing, and I couldn't find my batteries. I couldn't find my charger. I'm about 2.5 hours away from home right now. We are actually up here floating the Buffalo River this morning. We went on a little trip yesterday, and like I said, I just couldn't find my charger, my batteries, anything like that. I finally managed to find all this stuff. I forgot SD cards, and trying to find a store up here that sells SD cards is almost impossible. There's just little country stores and stuff up here, so it's kind of hard to find stuff. Either way, I'm so excited to be able to bring this to you guys. Finally got everything together to, possibly have some footage. So we are loading everything up right now and gonna hit the river here soon. It's actually my dad's birthday today, so his wife rented this little house that you see behind us, and we've been up here for, I guess this is the third day. We came down Friday night, and now it's Sunday. The Buffalo River here is actually known for smallmouth bass fishing, and for some reason this time of year it's been tough. We talked to several people. I actually talked to a lady yesterday who was floating, and she said that she came around here this time last year and she caught 45 on a 4-mile float. So I don't know why, it's just tough fishing this year. I think we caught, I don't know, probably 10 fish total yesterday. I've never smallmouth bass fished, and so I got online and did a bunch of research into smallmouth bass fishing. Watched several videos, and a lot of what I watched was them catching them on really light tackle, light line, stuff like that. So I rigged up my ultralights, went and bought some baits, went fishing yesterday and just didn't do any good. I caught one fish on a regular crankbait, just like one of my full-size crankbaits that I normally fish for largemouth that you guys seen in other videos. And then lo and behold, we went to catching them on buzz baits. So that was the only two things that we really found that worked yesterday. I threw basically everything in my tackle box. Oh, look, they have neighborhood dogs here that just roam around and get their head petted. Anyway, so it was just one of those things where it was just kind of an odd fishing deal for us. Thought they were going to be hitting real small crankbaits, small tackle, and tried a Nico rig for a little while. Couldn't even get a hit on a Nico rig. And yeah, it was just our normal deal is what worked. I don't know if that's just what we know how to fish. So that's what we were catching fish on. It's about 6:15 right now, and hopefully we're gonna get on the water by 6:30. When we started fishing yesterday, it was after 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was wanting to get there a little earlier. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this intro up. All right, guys, we're gonna get on the water, and that's where I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, as you guys can see, we are on the water, and it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. Look at that river, man. Got this fog coming up off the river. It happens pretty much every morning. It's pretty cool. It's about, I don't know, 62 degrees, 65 degrees outside. And the water temperature, what's weird about this is we have a few waterways here in Arkansas that look very similar to this. There's the Spring River, the Sylamore, and both of those are very, very cold. I guess they're spring fed. This is not spring fed, as far as I know. Either that or we're so far down that it gets time to warm up because it's so shallow for so long. But on the upper Buffalo, there's a lot of trout fishing because apparently the water temperature is quite a bit colder. Here, I would say water temperature probably 75 degrees, 80 degrees. So it's really perfect for recreation stuff. We watched yesterday a whole line of kayaks and canoes and everything else come in for about an hour, 4 and 5 wide. So later in the day, there's a ton of people on this river just because it's so perfect for canoeing. But out here first thing in the morning, there's nobody. I think yesterday we got passed by 2 canoes the whole time we were out here. So really, it was perfect. But we're throwing a buzzbait right now, first thing this morning, and just gonna see how that goes, just because that's what we were catching them on yesterday. We actually caught them all the way up till noon yesterday on buzzbaits, which that is not normal for me, for fishing usually where I fish, which is, you know, obviously the White River and its tributaries, but the little creeks that come off of it. Normally the bass stop hitting around 9 o'clock in the morning there. It's just more of a morning and late evening deal. But here, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if, like I said, maybe we just know how to fish buzzbaits, and so that's what we were catching them on. But anyway, we're gonna throw around here a little while and see if we can't get us a few on for you guys. All right, first little rapid coming up here. So none of the rapids are too bad on this. There's just a couple little parts that are kind of hairy, so you just kind of have to be careful and not bump any big boulders under the water and flip yourself over. But the good part is, you know, any one of these, the water's not 6 inches deep usually, so it's pretty easy. But here we go. Alright, and just like that, we're through. Like I said, that's probably the biggest set as far as the longest set of rapids that we'll encounter out here. There's a few more little bends and stuff that get kind of fast that you kind of have to be careful, but besides that, that's pretty much it. So we're going to keep on fishing. Alright, I was reading a guidebook that was saying one of the best things you can do on this river is to actually get out of your canoe, kayak, whatever, where these shoals are, is get out and walk around and actually fish these shallow running areas. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. And then what happens is you fish the really deep holes. Not to say you can't catch smallmouth there, because we did. We caught a few yesterday. But usually on this river, I mean, that's the point of coming to fish this river for smallmouth, is it's just that number of smallmouth is just ridiculous in here. And we could see them swimming yesterday. We just couldn't catch them. So they were saying this is the best place. So I've got a red crankbait on, because crawfish is a big diet for these guys. Well, I hate to say this was a big fat bust, but almost fell over. That was pretty much a big fat bust. We fished all the way up and down this thing and got bupkis. Fished a wacky rig, float worm, fished a crankbait like crazy, top water. Just, I don't know. I know there's probably a secret here. I mean, I'm sure the locals that fish this all the time, or guys that fish for creeks like this or rivers like this for smallmouth, would know a lot more than we would about it, obviously. This is just so far out of our element. But we're probably going to wrap this up and get back in the kayaks and head on downriver. So I've pretty much already decided that I'm going to post this video whether I catch any fish or not, just to show you guys. Look how beautiful all this is. I mean, the bluffs and everything. There's several parts on this river right here where we're at, where these bluffs are. Like I said, we're not really catching fish, but I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. It's coming out here is not all about catching fish. It's also apparently about getting hung up on boulders. There it goes. But it's also just about the beauty of it all, the scenery. Like I say, it's so peaceful out here. You really do feel like you're you know, 100 miles from civilization. You feel like, you know, this was years and years ago when all this wasn't developed. It wasn't a tourist attraction, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. I love it out here. This is not my normal type of fishing, but as far as a weekend getaway, just to come view. Arkansas has, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful waterways and state parks of anywhere else in the country, and it's just really pretty. I'm really happy to be out here. Well, it looks like Dad finally got hooked up. We've already been out here probably an hour and a half, and good golly. So we're gonna paddle over here, take a look. Looks like a little bitty smallmouth to me. Again, caught him on a buzzbait. Guys, I've tried everything. I've tried flukes, I've tried swim baits, I've fished crankbaits, I've fished like a curly tail worm. I don't know, I'm just kind of baffled at this point. Dad finally caught him a little smallmouth there. Huge. That's what we're after, though. I would rather that than nothing. There you go. And granted, that was the first bite we've had all day, and it was up in these shallows. So I guess we're gonna keep trying. Oh, there was a hit right there. I missed him. He didn't hit it hard, really. I mean, there was no way I could have hooked him. He just bumped it and ran off, but finally something. I'm telling you, I've been out here for almost 2 hours now, and that's the first bump I've got this whole time. It's just so weird that we're catching them on buzz baits in this current. I don't know. I'm kind of baffled by that, really. Well, since we weren't catching any fish, I wanted to show you guys something kind of cool. This is just some of the stuff you find on the Buffalo River. It's a cool cave going back in here. You can see the bluff face extending above me there. And we think at the back is probably a beaver hut. Some of the sticks and stuff are chewed on. You can see a bunch of tracks there on the bank. Isn't this neat? It's definitely a nice place to get out of the sun for a minute. I can tell you that. It's a scorcher today. It wasn't too hot yesterday. Today has turned out to be warm very early. But yeah, I just wanted you all to see that. It's pretty cool little deal there. Man, we just pulled up on another bank in another one of these shallows, and you got this giant laydown, as you guys can see. I just threw back in behind this log, not expecting anything to happen. I just had a giant blow up. I wished I'd have had that on video. Better yet, I wished I'd have caught the fish. Oh my gosh, how disappointing, man. I'm just throwing a little topwater frog, and man, I had him on for just a second, and that felt like such a good fish. There goes another big one. Oh! There went another one chasing him. Really? Out that way. Check this out. Finally freaking hooked up. Oh my gosh, these fish fight so hard, man. Oh no, he came off. Oh no. That was such a big fish. Oh man, that was a 2 or 3 pounder. Yes. Oh, brother. No. Man. Wow. Can't believe that fish came off.
That's the second huge blow up I've had of the day. I'm telling you, when these fish do hit, when you find them and they hit, I'm talking about they freaking destroy on top water. I wished I could have caught that for you guys, man. Well guys, there is finally the takeout point. That is the last bin, and Dad's gonna walk up to the cabin. It's about a 10-minute walk. I'm gonna stay with the kayaks, and he's gonna go get the truck, and we'll go back up the road about 10 minutes. That way we can get the vehicle we brought all the stuff down here with. Like I said, sorry about the fishing trip. It wasn't very productive, but like I said, I'm still gonna post this on YouTube, and because I just wanted you guys to basically see this river. It's such a beautiful place. It's definitely some place I'll be coming back to. I really want to do some more research and see if it was the time of year, if it was our technique, what it was while we weren't catching the smallmouth here. Like I said, I had 2 really big blow-ups today, and I wished I could have caught either one of those fish. The second one I had on, as you guys saw, for a good amount of time, but either way, we're fixing to pull up on the gravel bar and unload. All right, guys, I decided to go ahead and film the outro sitting right here on the bank. As you can see, we've pulled out the kayaks, and I'm staying here with the kayaks, and Dad's gonna run up and get the tow vehicle and come back here, and we're gonna load everything up. But dismal day as far as fishing goes, you know. Just didn't really get on any kind of pattern. Buzzbait's been the only thing that have worked down here so far. Like I said, I had a couple really big blow-ups on a frog. The second one you guys saw, I wasn't actually recording for getting the fish on, but I managed to get my GoPro on about halfway through. It was just unfortunate I lost the fish right at the kayak. Wished I could have got it in. He was at least 3 pounds, which, if you know anything about smallmouth, that's a pretty big smallmouth. I know they can get 5 or 6 pounds, but not here. For here, that's a trophy. So anyway, just wanted to film the little outro here, and hopefully I'll have more fishing videos for you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this one. I just wanted to share this with you so you can see this awesome, beautiful river. It's absolutely stunning out here. But anyway, until next time, I guess I will see you guys then. Bye.